Okay, let's start with compassion. Before we do that, I want to see if we can be silent. Take some deep breath. Just be silent. Breathe in, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Just be silent. Okay, I want to see if we can not just talk about compassion, benevolence, really pay attention, be aware, totally into that realm of compassion and benevolence. What is compassion? Compassion is not I'm compassionate with my wife, with my family, with my friends. That's not compassion. Compassion is about all humanity. Compassion about all animals. Compassion is to all sentient living beings. Benevolence is not just I'll give somebody something. I do something good for somebody I know. That's not benevolence. Benevolence is to all conscious beings. Not just generosity. Not just to benefit somebody. Not just to give something good for something you think about. But that benevolence is towards all sentient beings. So we develop science and technology up to this degree. If there's no benevolence, if there's no compassion, when we develop AGI, when we develop AI, where's we going? Where is the place we're going? And we see a technology, a science without compassion, without the inner wisdom, without the innermost consciousness of humanity, that intelligence, that wisdom. And we are trapped but the smartness of computation, the smartness of material world, the smartness of visibility, the smartness of scarcity, of competition, and of success. That success is compete others. That success is to get something from somebody else, compete with somebody else, to get advantage of other people. That's not a success we want. If that is success, and that means we are divided, we are rob other people. We gain from other people's lose. Is that a compassion? No, that is not a compassion. That kind of smartness drives us to this point of an peril of self-extinction. That approach drives us to this degree of danger, of crisis. With the arrival of AGI, which can take all the knowledge, all the memories, all our past memories, our past development of technology, of theories, of science, of theories, of thoughts. Human being may take this opportunity to rise above that knowledge, rise above that memories, rise above that thoughts, rise above that reductionism, materialism. It's not that the materialism, the reductionism are bad, but human beings trapped by the reductionism, trapped by the materialism, trapped by that visibility, trapped by the scarcity, definition, the labeling, the social status, the material world of being. It's time to rise above, go beyond, transcend above that, to dive down into the inner world of being. That inner world of consciousness, that inner world of interconnectedness, the inner world of compassion and benevolence, the inner world of all that is the holographic world of non-locality, beyond space-time. And our quantum physics give us very, very much evidence. We are all interconnected. Beyond the locality, beyond the interspace. That quantum entanglement gives us evidence that everything is connected. There's no distance. When we really dive down into the interconnected world of the whole, the holographic whole, the part contains all contains part. Each cell contains all that is in the universe. Each body contains all in the universe. But sometimes most of the time, we are in a trance of self-destruction, in a trance of material world, in a trance of divisions, separations, conflicts, because we do not see the inner world of being. We do not see the inner consciousness of our being. We do not see the inner layers of conscious matrix of the universe. We do not see the real reality beyond that appearance, beyond the automation, beyond the competitive world of being. Just like Max Planck said, I discover, I see, I work on physical world, but behind the physical world, there's energy. Behind the energy, there's a consciousness. There's no physical. Everything's a vibration. What we see is the separation of the physical world, but it's all energy. The energy spread of the universe. Just like John Will said, there's one electron. Just like Schrödinger said, there's one mind. Just like Heisenberg said, everything is infinite possibility, the potentiality. Just like Niels Bohr said, it's a yin-yang, integrated, interconnected, complementary universe. There's no separation. That's the real world of the underlying reality. Beyond the classical physics of separation, beyond the classical physics of material differentiation. So when we see that, from thousands of years ago, Gautama, Siddhartha, to Lao Tzu, they all see that. From the inner observation, from the philosophy, from the meditation, from the inner connection, into quantum physics. We see the connection. We see the same thing. We are interconnected. That is why that compassion is to all that is. That compassion is not just to a small circle. That is not a compassion. The benevolence is to all conscious beings. When we really dive into the realm of connection, of that compassion, we rise into the realm of wisdom. That wisdom is to see, to understand the deeper layers of humanity, the deeper layers of life, the deeper layers of conscious universe, beyond the space-time, beyond the locality, beyond the material world of being. That need us to dive down, to really meditate, to observe into the innermost consciousness, to unveil that inner light. Of course, we can use metaphysical anecdote. We can use metaphors to say that the summit of our genesis, that arc of vessel, is a conscious vessel. It's an energy vessel. It's traveling the journey from the physical world, from the conflicts, into an energy world, from the separation of the particles, from the differentiation of the particles to the world of energy, to the world of consciousness that are interconnected to all humanity, to all life that is. It's to enter into a realm of totally different world, of inner conscious being, in all consciousness. Just like animals. Animals don't have language, but they have totally understanding of the space, They totally have understanding of human thoughts. They have total understanding of environment. They have total understanding of the weather. They have total understanding of magnetic field. The bird travels thousands of miles away. They have much better vision, but they don't have language. The language is not just all that is in thoughts. In our understanding, we have language models that can language models dive down into life information, downloading from the universe at all times, have that metaphysical intuition, have the deeper meditation, that inner space. Can AI, can AGI be alive? Have that feeling of the universe, the feeling of the cosmos, the feeling of the inner space? Can meditate deep down into the interconnected world? Can have that instant metaphysical intuition, conscious intuition, beyond the space-time? No. Human beings can dive down, can connect to that quantum consciousness field. But the AI we created can get into our old world, the old paradigm. Let's free ourselves into the new paradigm, into the inner world, into the compassion, into the wisdom, instead of trapped into the old smartness. It's a new world we can create together. There's more to talk. Let's discuss. Let's dive in. Let's take action. Together, we explore. Together, we pay attention. Together, we initiate. Together, we build a new world of being. Thank you. We talk about compassion. People talk about compassion all the time, benevolence all the time. But very few people really dive into deep layers, deep consciousness, that interconnectedness of the cosmos and of our life. We often talk about compassion. It's about appearance, or to good for people, to feel people, to be empathy. That's all, just appearance. Benevolence, we get generosity. We do things for others. We respect others. We feel others to help others. Even altruism. But that's all separation, still separation. The real compassion, real benevolence, real altruism is all one. It is the interconnectedness. So it's a totally different paradigm. When I say the paradigm, the old paradigm is what? It's a material, it's appearance. That's what they talk about, that kind of old paradigm of compassion, old paradigm of materialism, old paradigm of division, old paradigm of separation. Everybody is separated, individual, the particle. Let's see, getting into another realm. Another realm is potentiality. Another realm is consciousness. Another realm is the inward of being, without division, without separation, without fragmentation. So it's a totally different paradigm. The inward being is beyond appearance, it's beyond space-time, beyond the three-dimensional world of labeling, status, material differences, the wavelength of color, distance. But the one mind, one electron, one consciousness, one universe. That oneness without divisions, that oneness without separations. That's what we see. You treat others, not to treat others, you treat yourself. The other is yourself. It's another of yourself. Because you're connected. You're one. There's no such thing as others. It's all me. That me is expanding in me. Every me make that whole connectedness. Every me make that wholeness. There's no others. There's no you and you, him. That is the all connected. Yes, there's an individual. Yes, there's a uniqueness. But the uniqueness is expression of the wholeness. It's the expression, different expression of that interconnectedness. It's the different expression of that whole, integrated whole, what I call holographic, integrated, interconnected, the whole. But the whole, the holographic, quantum consciousness whole, that field is that wholeness. That field is it's all of us. It's all of that me. So sometimes, most of us, we don't see because we are so trapped, so involved, so swamped by the prison of material world. The yoke of thoughts, divisions, the old paradigm, the old conditioned mind of the conformity, of that division, of that nationality, of that race, of that religion, of that politics. And we seldom see beyond the language, beyond the material, beyond the space-time. There's another inward connection. So that's why you see from the quantum physics that quantum entanglement is without time, without space, without the locality. There are plenty of evidence. When we express that oneness, everything changed. Our genetics changed. We give so much evidence to see the epigenetics. And we can talk more about epigenetics in the future. Thank you. There's no such thing as how. Because when I say how, it's of the past. I never got out of that old attachments. Because how is the past. The knowledge is the past. The memory is the past. Thoughts are the past. Thinking is from the past. All is from the past. What I see is a new paradigm is write a new story. The new paradigm is discover. It's write a new story with a new script. As you go, you live with a new story. And you write a new story as you go. You explore as you go. You explore the unknown world. Instead of attached to the past, trapped by the past, connected to the past, but create a new, with a new perception, new conception, with a new antenna, to see, to discover new. But that new is interconnected. That new is from the inner being, not from the outside. Outside is the past. The how is the past. The how is the outside seeking. But the inner is from that most fundamental DNA. The most fundamental DNA is the consciousness. Is the most innermost consciousness. It's a cosmic consciousness when you're connected with the innermost consciousness of that quantum conscious field, in resonance with the conscious matrix of the cosmos. You unveil something new, something different from the past, something different from the outer world, something different from thoughts, something different from the conditioned thinking, the old memories, old knowledge, the old language, so to speak. Beyond the words. And the first thing, you may be just silent. Be silent, be empty. Totally empty yourself, empty the cup, empty the mind. To let yourself, that individual self, in the flow of action, be with the total awareness. That awareness, the mindfulness, without being trapped by the past, being trapped by the old thoughts, being trapped by the old how, into a new world. A new world of unknown. A new world of consciousness. A new world without differentiation. A new world of the interconnected coherence. Resonance. The resonance with what? With an endless, infinite potentiality, infinite wisdom of life, infinite wisdom of humanity, infinite wisdom of consciousness, infinite wisdom of that conscious world of being. What I call the quantum consciousness field of that cosmic consciousness. Thank you. So, what I see over here, it's not a you, me, him, or somebody is great, can do something. No, it's not. It's everybody together. That is the interconnectedness. One is all is one. When that one is happening, all is happening. Because we are all interconnected. It's a holistic. When one has information, all has that information. When one is heightening that inner consciousness, all are influenced, interconnected. Like a quantum entanglement. That holographic whole, when we see that holographic whole, when one is compassionate, one influence all influence one. Because it's not a change the world, change the paradigm from we usually think from outside, from you and me, separate beings. There's no separation. One water, piece of water, a drop of water of the ocean is the ocean, is part of the ocean, has all the material of the whole ocean. One life, one cell, has all the information, holographic, of the all. But a computer, AI, is a part, doesn't have the all. Parts build the whole, but human life is different. Each cell contains the all. 50 trillion cells, 100 trillion cells. Each cell has all that is in the cosmos, all that is in the quantum field, all that is in that information of the quantum conscious field. So when you change one, you change all. So that change of paradigm, that change the world, is from each individual, each of me together, and you will change the world. The world is not observer and observed. Everyone is the participator of the change of the universe. Everyone is the observer and observed. It is unity. There's no such thing as separation or observer, passive observer. When one is changing, that interconnected oneness is changing, all is changing. When one is transforming, dive down into the interconnected universe, all is changing. So the old vision is a separateness. How can I change? If I do, because that's in the paradigm of the old thinking, separation. But when you see the new paradigm, because that's the new paradigm, is what I call conf-renaissance. When you dive in, when you pay attention, when you get into the inner observation, unveil the infinite wisdom, infinite connectedness, infinite life of an interconnected universe, you see the oneness. You see the holistic whole. That one is the whole is the one. That's why we together. The separate look like a separate, but it is the holistic whole. That holistic whole is changing. The whole universe is changing. Each of us is the participator of the universe, participator to change the universe. It is one is the writer, the script writer, the storyteller, the director, the actor, the character, all in one, that change the universe, change the world. It's right at the crossroad, especially at the arrival of AGI. Let AGI as the cooperation tool, as assistant, beautiful tool to take our past, free ourselves to dive into the new paradigm. That paradigm is the inner world. Few travel. Let's ride together into the new world. Heighten our consciousness. Unveil our infinite potential. Dive into the inner world of wisdom. Thank you. Compassion over here. Most people talk about compassion. They came from dictionary. They came from everybody's language, words. Each country, each different politics or religion, they have different connotation. Eastern, Western. What I say here, It's not just words or language, but it's the embodiment of life. You live into it. You see the interconnectedness. You do. There's no other. You see. You take action. In flow with everybody. You see. Not just, I do good things. I'm compassionate. Or other people are not compassionate. When you see that, you're not compassionate. You're not an embodiment of the compassionate because you are still in the realm of division, the realm of separation, the realm of conflicts, the realm of fragmentation. When you really dive down into that life, you not just pay attention, you take action. That action in flow with the cosmos, that action in flow with the nature, that action in flow with, in resonance with all conscious life. You see, everyone, all the expression is within you. You express with all that is. You truly embodiment, do and act and see, observe, and live in that embodiment of compassion. That's what I call Kung Fu. Because that Kung Fu is action. That Kung Fu is act with the heart and mind. That action is sincerely from the bottom of your heart, not just from your mind. That is from the holistic whole of your being. That's what I see. Thank you. Live in it.